Good evening, everyone. It's me, Teresa Perrin. I just want to give you an update on NVAX. Seriously, guys, WTF happened today. That was the most insane sell-off that I have ever seen on a stock. Especially coming off of bullish news. Yeah, guys, like I said yesterday, there are people that believe, buy the rumor, sell the news. But this was, holy moly, a freaking sell the news. We were down like 28, 29%, something like that. I didn't look at the exact number at end of day, but that was what it was at last check. It was a substantial sell-off, guys. And I'm going to tell you as I go through this video what my thoughts are on it, where the Max Pain is, because I use Max Pain as a source to tell me where the price is going to go, especially where tomorrow is Friday and there are monthly options that are expiring, guys. It's a great tool. And now it doesn't always work, but a good chunk of the time it does, because market makers stand to lose or to make the most amount of money at Max Pain, and retail tends to lose. Now, I will tell you that NVAX closed far above Max Pain the week before. So we actually made more money and market makers lost. So this week, I'm sure they're going to try hard to get it close to Max Pain as possible, because they lost the week before, which is why I also believe, guys, those bullish articles that have been popping up, which I wish I had seen earlier, but unfortunately I've had a very tough week dealing with some personal issues. But, it leads me to believe that this was a pre-planned sell-off, or a pre-planned that the market makers involved were purposely targeting retail traders, trying to get them to sell the news based on the articles. And guys, I'm not going to bring this up. I want to keep this short and to the point. I'm exhausted, and I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, you know what my personal issues are. I have a friend who's very ill. So I just want to stay up to date with you guys, tell you what my thoughts are. I haven't sold anything. In fact, I bought more calls today going into tomorrow based on what I'm going to tell you. So I am bullish, and I think that tomorrow should be a good day, guys. Now, again, nothing in this market is guaranteed, but I would expect that in the morning, that don't be surprised if you start seeing articles discussing COVID and COVID getting worse and all kinds of things on those levels that scream vaccine. Guys, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And as you're going to hear me talk about in this video, I do believe mask mandates are coming back. So, be careful. But that's very bullish for this stock, because obviously it will help to drive the price up. So anyhow, let's get into it. Thank you for watching. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I appreciate you watching. According to Fintel, the short interest of NVAX is currently 18.97%, guys, with 1.82 days to cover. Today, they had 1,630,006 shares traded in the dark pool for a total off-exchange volume of 43.51%. I want to show you guys Market Chameleon, because it is drastically different from what Fintel states. And I've seen this quite a bit lately, and I'm wondering where the accuracy comes from, because even the number of shares traded on Fintel seemed severely off, because we know that the volume today was 24.4 million. And out of the 24.4 million shares, 56% were traded in, 66% of the total volume today. I was right. NVAX, okay guys, I'm going to read it. Dark pool trades reported for NVAX accounted for 66% of the total volume today. And over the past 20 days, the average dark pool volume has been 56%. Guys, I strongly feel that they intentionally drove this price down today. With the bearish articles coming out for the past couple of weeks telling people as soon as the price runs due to FDA approval to sell, and knowing that Susquehanna is part of the owner in this stock, something here stinks really, really bad. We clearly can see that this has been the target of short sellers for a very long time, as at one point Novavax was trading for $275. Guys, this is not a penny stock by any means, and it is a great company, and it makes me sick to see the abuse that happens in this market. Now, large block trades for Novavax, which represent institutional trading, accounted for 9% of the volume today for a total of 2.2 million shares. Guys, the average volume has been 10% on this. So clearly, to me, there's some swapping going on. I can assure you that with the news that's coming out regarding mask mandates, potentially in California and possibly New York, which, guys, is probably just the start of it, because I'm in Boston, and I'm sure that once it goes there, that these Democrats are going to be forcing us to be putting it on too. Unfortunately, I live in a Democratic state, and these mask mandates, they seem to love here. I freaking can't stand it, and I am not a believer that masks do anything. As a nurse, the masks that people are wearing in the way that they wear them, they are not going to prevent this virus. It is such a joke, guys. But you better believe if they're pushing the mask, they're going to be darn well pushing the vaccines and the boosters. So that tells me that COVID is here to stay. And I believe out of all of them that the vaccine that Novavax has, being protein-based, is potentially far more accurate. Now, it's going to take time before we know for sure, but also, guys, they have in the works something that they believe also fights the Omicron virulent, which is what we're dealing with right now. So the potential for this company to the upside is huge, because the other vaccines definitely do not do that. And I'll be curious to see people who've been vaccinated, when they start getting the Novavax, if they are better protected, being that it is protein-based, guys. Now, I do want to address with you some concerning article that popped up today regarding side effects, but I also want to be very open-minded with everything here. Okay, guys, this came directly from my Fidelity account, which came from Benzinga. It says, why Novavax shares are plunging today despite much awaited FDA emergency nod. The European Medicine Agency identified severe allergic reactions as potential side effects of Novavax vaccine. A few cases of anaphylaxis have been reported. Anaphylaxis, guys, is when people feel like their throat is closing up and they're having trouble breathing. And it is, unfortunately, a side effect that can occur with any medication. As a nurse, I can tell you that it is possible that anybody with any allergies can have anaphylaxis from a vaccine or any medication that they are administered. But a few cases of anaphylaxis have been reported spontaneously with the use of Nuvaxovid, but which are not necessarily related to or caused by the vaccine, guys. So generally, if somebody's going to get anaphylaxis from an injection, it would, it goes immediately into their body. It would be fairly quickly that this would happen. So the fact that they're saying that it's not necessarily related to or caused by the vaccine leads me to believe that, it may have been in a certain time frame after they had received the vaccine, but not immediately after. Again, that's speculation as a registered nurse. Those are my thoughts. But anyways, going on, the EMA said it would also update the product information for the vaccine to add unusual or decreased feeling in the skin as a new side effect. According to the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control, only 250,000 doses of Novavax's COVID vaccine, Nuvaxovid, have been administered in Europe since its launch in December. Yesterday, the FDA granted emergency use authorization for Novavax's vaccine for adults 18 and older. FDA product label warning against administering the shot to people with a history of allergic reactions to any components of the shot were put on there, guys. So, the label did warn against this because, guys, if you look at any drug, that, especially one that's being administered via an injection, so they are injecting it via a shot into your body, you will see this. But again, generally you do see this as a potential allergic reaction with just about any med that I can think of if you look at them. Earlier this week, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in collaboration with the Department of Defense, announced an agreement to secure an initial 3.2 million doses of Novavax's COVID-19 vaccine adjuvanted. So, guys, I believe that perhaps this breaking news was part of the reason that Novavax fell as hard as it did. But again, you kind of have to wonder about it because it seems a little bit, not that it's not inaccurate, but it's not proven that the anaphylaxis was caused by the Novavax. It's just a potential that it could, so they have to warn people about it. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because that could be part of today's massive dip. But then I do want to show you some very bullish information going into tomorrow, guys. Okay, this is a tweet from Main Street Investor who says, in the days immediately following Moderna's FDA approval on December 18th of 2020, its stock, mRNA is the ticker, plummeted 27%, then rallied a whopping 77%, all in about a month, guys. Same short manipulation of Novavax, but don't miss the massive upside rally. And guys, I would tend to agree. And you can see that my little friend Main Street Investor, well, I shouldn't call him little because I don't know if he's little or big, but my friend Main Street Investor sent me this. And guys, this is a great fact to know. And I also tweeted out some other facts today that I found regarding Novavax. So let's take a look at those. Did so many things today, and I took a screenshot of this, and guys, I have no idea where I got this information from, so I'm not purposely leaving somebody out or anything. I just don't really remember, and it's not unfortunately in the screenshot to show you. But Novavax is currently trading at time of the writing of whoever wrote this, $51.91, down $18.04 or 25.7%. It would be the lowest close since June 30th of 2022 when it closed at $51.43. It's on pace for the largest percentage decrease since January 22nd when it fell 27.8%, which snapped its two-day winning streak. Month to date, it is currently up 0.93%, but down 63.72% year to date, and down 83.77% from its all-time closing high of $319.93 on February 8th, 2021. Guys, I can go on and keep reading you, but you can read the rest of what these say because it's crazy. But today it did trade as low as $50.05, which was the lowest intraday level since June 30th of 2022 when it hit $49.29. Guys, I firmly believe, actually, that says its lowest intraday level, but that's inaccurate because the 52-week low on this stock is $36.28. So, and that was on June 13th. So I think he means over the last 30 days, because that would have been 31 days because today is June 14th. So I think we're just missing that part of it. But anyways, so the all-time low on this stock was $36.28. The all-time high on this stock is $319.93. Guys, this tells me that there is a ton of upside potential to this stock. Now, mind you, when it went to $319.93, yes, it was a far different market, but it also did not even have FDA approval or emergency use authorization or anything else. So, come on now, what does this tell you? I mean, if you want to look at a stock that has a potential to grow a lot over the next 5 years, in my opinion, it's NVAX. And in my opinion, we are at a super, super cheap price. And I'm going to show you something else of why. Okay, guys, we are looking at stock Sarah. And for those of you who watch my YouTube channel, you're probably very familiar with this because I love stock Sarah and use it on a lot of times Thursday night to look at where the max pain falls on stocks that I am invested in or trading, that I have a personal interest of seeing where I think the price is going to go. Because in general, stock Sarah shows us where market makers stand to make the most money and cause retail the most amount of pain. And I firmly believe they drove this price down to create a bear trap for those who were also being, baited into driving this price down with all of those articles that you can find that came out previously from, none other than Seeking Alpha and other targets. However, let's look at the max pain. Currently, for July 15th, 2022, you can see that the max pain is $69. Currently, guys, we are trading at like $61 and change. $51 and change. That's a big drive up. That's like, $17 to the upside from where we are currently at right now. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a huge gamma ramp too in those $75 call options, unless people sold out of them today, because it looks like it's actually getting lower than when I looked at it the other day. Let me see actually. Oh no, right here. Look at guys. Calls. At $75, there's 1,789 calls and 46 puts. Now, if we can get it to go $55, there's 2,757 calls and 2,992 puts. I'm just trying to show you that the high prices on here is, leading to where this max pain tops out. Then, guys, there is at $60, 3,580, I think that says, calls and 1,166 puts. Now go to $65, guys, and we have 1,989 calls and 465 puts. Let me tell you straight off the bat, options are not cheap on this stock in general. If they bought them today when the price was down and they bought them far out of the money, then yeah, they could probably get themselves a good deal. But in general, when you buy these close to at the money and stuff, it can be anywhere. If they bought them in the beginning of the week, they were paying $5, $6, $7 per share for their option contract. If they got them maybe in the middle of the week or the end of the week, maybe they got them in the $2, $3, $4 range, guys. But the prices were crazy, okay? They're not cheap. Today, they were a lot cheaper because of the downtrend, so people could have bought them going up. But I've been following this, guys, from before, and the max pain all week has been bouncing between $68 and $69. So to be honest, I think people were loading up on puts more than calls today, but hard to say. But I think it was a bear trap, and I think that tomorrow we see it move to the upside. Now, that being said, there is no guarantee. This is the stock market. They could come in tomorrow and buy a crap ton of puts because they decide they want to drive this price down more. But the reason that I am bullish and think that we're going to start seeing articles pop up tomorrow to try to drive the price in the other direction now is because California had a meeting today to discuss mask mandates. And I'm not going to reveal my source, but I was told from somebody that knows somebody in California who owns a restaurant that they were notified today that mask mandates are being put back into effect. Now, again, this is hearsay. I cannot confirm or deny the facts, guys. I can just tell you what I heard. But given the fact of what I've been reading lately, and given the fact that the Democrats need to try to do something to win their election. I have a feeling I know where this is trending, and have a feeling I know that it's more than likely going to happen. I do not doubt my source one bit. I trust my source, so I believe that there's no reason that he would lie to me, and I believe it, and I am bullish that we are going to the upside, guys. So, again, that being said, anything can happen. I am just scrolling through these. I mean, guys, you can see, let me just show you from the bottom. I'm not going to read off every number to you because you can see this chart better because it breaks down exactly what we're looking at here. But look at this. The options table starts, and guys, granted, the volume on it 0, but it starts at 1750 for calls and puts. The first place you see contracts is at 2250, guys. But this goes all the way, which is insane, up to $330 or something. $320. Check that out. Again, guys, there is no volume. There is somebody trying to sell them. There's open interest, but there's no volume. So that means that there's no calls or puts sold at this level. Believe it or not, somebody sold a put or bought a put for $232.50. I find that very interesting considering none of these other ones have it, and they must have paid a pretty price for it to be up that high. There's another one at a call at $125. Perhaps, guys, this could be very old. To me, this looks like somebody was targeting a price for this date, and I'm guessing they bought this back when it was a lot higher of a price, and they were targeting a close this week between 125 and, what did I say that was, 250 or whatever it was, because that's not normal that you would see that at this price. Oh, $300. So they were, because you see a put at 300 and a call. Well, you see one at 165, and you see another put at 150. This is interesting. I think, to me, this is somebody targeting those levels, 125 to 1. It looks like it's, my guess is it's probably the same person that saw it going down and tried again. 125 to 150, and then that 165 to 320 or whatever it was. I just said 220. Kind of crazy, guys, but then, the true interest starts coming in here further down from like 115 on. So there is potentially a gamma ramp, like I did say, because even at $80, guys, there's 786 calls. 161 calls at 78, 279 at 76, 1789 at 75, and as you can see, hundreds that just keep going down. The next big one is 70, 1,154. I'm guessing that whatever toot or people that bought this, if it's a toot, they're going to try to drive the price here, guys, because the fact that it still has that in there tells me that they still have it. 1,989 guys at 65. So, I mean, there's substantial amounts. 3,580 at 60, 1,166 puts. Guys, the gamma ramp for tomorrow, I believe the price goes up. Again, that's my personal predictions and thought based on just what I'm seeing in the options. Because, guys, we may be able to buy a small number of these contracts, but unless you're Joe Millionaire or, you have a good amount of money invested in the stock market that you're willing to take risks on, you're not buying hundreds of thousands of these contracts. Because they're expensive. They're not cheap. And the further out you go, the more and more expensive they get. So it's not something that's easy to target. Anyways, I hope that this helps give you some answers of why I am bullish. And I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and have a great night.